Yes, hello, what up? It's the base boxing basement, the Triple B right here. And again, we're still talking about this boring question. Oh, was it a low blow? Oh, was Daniel Dubois the heavyweight champion of the world uncrowned? Now, I ask you this, man. Has there ever been as heartless a fighter as Daniel Dubois? As heartless? As much of a quitter and swallow job? Now, I start with this statement, man. Dubois is the biggest quitter, swallow job in boxing. Yeah, a giant, huge HGH behemoth bully who can't take it back. Okay. So before I carry on, right, Hayes might say, oh, what do you know, Triple B? You couldn't go 9 rounds with Usyk, the world heavyweight champion. But yeah, I couldn't, But firstly, I think I could take his jab. Man. I think I wouldn't take a knee whilst he was missing me. Yeah. And secondly, I've taken some serious hidings in my life and got back up on the street. I'm talking about, with groups of people getting up on the street, fighting back, getting an arse whipping, being put in hospital. So yeah, I have. Thank you. I have shown more heart. I haven't quit. I've taken some a serious concussion, fractures in the face. But this is irrelevant anyway. It's just completely irrelevant, man. It's not about whether Triple B could take a hiding. Huh? And he's not allowed an opinion. He's not allowed an opinion on a fight because you couldn't fight Usyk in the last 9 rounds. I mean, it's the weakest argument of all. Imagine, right, if every football match, when some player misses a sitter, and all the football fans are going, you mug, you're useless, and then you have to hear some idiot say in your ear, he's a much better player than you. You can't criticise him. You're not as good as him. I mean, that's a weak argument, right? For example, Fred West. So I can't. Would you say I can't criticise Fred West because you can build a better patio than me? I can't criticise. Fred West. And how can you criticise Fred West? He can build a better patio than you. Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile did a lot more charity work than you. So why are you criticising him? He made a lot of money. Yeah, he was a nonce. But he took a lot of money to charity. I mean, it's a ridiculous argument, man. We judge sportsmen relatively, i.e. against other top-level sportsmen. Okay? So if I want to criticise Harry Kane for missing a sitter, it doesn't mean I'm claiming he's as good as him. Yeah? He's a top-level footballer and should do better. And Daniel Dubois is a quitter if you compare him to other top fighters, right? Let's start. For example, he's taken a knee 5 times. 5 times he's dropped his knee and taken a count. And 3 of those times he wasn't even hit, man. He was not even hit. He dropped to his knees twice against Kevin Lerena after not being hit. Lerena hit with 1 shot, but twice more he dropped to his knee. And everyone's going, his leg was clearly hurt. No, it wasn't, man. It wasn't. It was wobbled because his head had been discombobulated. And also against Usyk, he dropped against Usyk first time. What was that, in the 8th round? And he wasn't even hit. Watch it. There's no shots landed clean. In fact, I don't even know if there's 1 shot landed clean. Right? What I mean by that is like Usyk misses, right? Usyk misses. Some of the other shots are just like on the gloves, and he still took the knee. He took the knee, the classic knee. And you look at the Joe Joyce fight as well, and the Usyk fights. He gets up at 9.5 both times, and that's just a classic way of quitting, right? I got up before 10. They shouldn't have stopped it. Come on, man. Even Dominic Engel, there's a good interview with Dominic Engel on Boxing King Media, And he says that. He goes, it's a classic way of quitting. Get it up at 9.5. Because, the referee's going to wave it off. And then you go, oh no, I was up. It's nonsense, man. And if you look at the Joe Joyce fight, right, they say, by the way, I made it clear that Joe Joyce by KO was worth a good bet. And they said afterwards, oh, Daniel Dubois had an eye fracture. He should have, of course he couldn't have carried on. He had an eye fracture. But I saw him quit, man. Yeah. After the fight, all these articles came out saying, oh, Daniel Dubois had 2 fractures to the eye socket and he went to the Moorfield Hospital and he could have lost his sight if he carried on. Now, firstly, right, how many boxers have lost their eyesight after a jab? None. How many fighters have been blinded by a boxing fight? Tell me some. There might be a couple, right? But it's nonsense, man. But the most important issue here is that these articles all say, oh no, there's proof. There's proof from a doctor. The doctor's report that he had fractures around his eye. Yet none of these articles showed the proof. None of these articles, right? And you go through the article, and this includes the Mirror, TalkSport, all this kind of thing, and you see it's just a Queensberry press release. Queensberry are Dubois' promoter, and there's no proof. They never offer an image of the alleged proof because it's a lie, because it's a PR release, and there is no proof. He did not go to Moorfield Hospital, I guarantee. Yeah, the mainstream media are liars, man. Are liars. And the so-called news that's pumped out, they're basically just PR releases from private companies. Or they're just alleged news from Reuters and Associated Press, which are both owned by the same family. Check it out. The mainstream media bullshit, man. They told us, the mainstream media told us, how can you believe them, man? The mainstream media told us Jimmy Savile was a saint. They told us Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. They told us that we shouldn't eat fat because fat will make us fat and unhealthy. Not sugar. No. Fat. Due to what? An aggressive campaign from the sugar industry. I mean, the body needs fat, but what it doesn't need is processed sugar, and they push this for years. Oh, you gotta eat low fat foods because otherwise you'll get fat. Except the reality is, you must avoid sugar in food, and a lot of these so-called low fat meals were full of sugar, and people believe the mainstream media, man. So it's just another lie. It's just another lie. And Don Charles, Don Charles, alleged Don Charles, he says he's like a Dubois trainer. He goes, he'll punch anyone who says that Dubois is a quitter. I mean, quit crying out loud. He's 60 years old and he's acting like a schoolyard bully. Oh, if you say something I don't agree with, I'll attack you. Charles Ennie, which is his real name, by the way. Don Charles is his real name. And he changes his name all the time and lies about his amateur career. His son's called George Fox as well. Yeah, he's a bum, right? So he talks about his amateur career. Oh, I had a 10-3 record. The only fight I can find is him getting knocked out of the round by Harry Senior. And you know what? If he wants to beat up the Triple B or whoever, I'm gonna get David Haye to be my bodyguard. And David will beat up Tom Charles and his boyfriend again when they get close. I've seen you take a beating from David Haye, man. What else does Don Charles say? He questions, Usyk, he's meant to be a God-fearing man and have faith in God, but he's obviously a sinner because he hasn't said he lost the fight. Well, he didn't. He got hit with a shot that was illegal, yeah, and he took a couple of minutes or whatever it was to sit down which was what he was allowed. And then he carried on. He got up and he carried on to dominate Daniel Dubois, beat him up and get him to quit. Get him to quit like a dog. I don't even know where that phrase comes from, because some dogs are actually really tough, but Dubois isn't. Dubois, he takes a couple of jabs. He's gone down 3 times without taking a punch. This idiot, man. Okay, this fool. He's gone down 3 times from not taking a punch, and the other 2 times from taking a jab. So with this evidence, man, there's only one conclusion. Daniel Dubois has no heart. He quits. He's a quitter. He can't take a jab. He's a giant bully. He's finished. There's no way he can have any claim to being a world heavyweight champion, right? He will quit against anyone tough. He'll beat up someone, right? He's a bully. He's like a schoolyard bully. He'll beat up someone that's not offering much resistance. Oh, he's scared, and who can just dominate with his strength and his HGH bullying, and that guy will get beat. But it's like when you're at school, you remember that there's a big bully, and that big bully will dominate everyone. Everyone's too scared of him, and eventually there's one guy who's a lot smaller, but he's got heart. He's got heart, and he won't back down. And that guy will stand up against the bully and beat the bully, and that's exactly what you've got with Daniel Dubois. I do wonder whether it's something to do with his dad. His dad have clearly pushed him into boxing, and it's not Daniel Dubois' game. It's not Daniel Dubois' game. He is a simpleton, obviously, but he can't take it back. You have to be able to take it back to some extent. Even guys like Vladimir Klitschko, who didn't have the strongest chin, showed some intestinal fortitude when they had to. Daniel Dubois doesn't, and he's finished. Peace in the Middle East.